Greetings, everyone. I just wanted to take a minute to check in and kind of like preparing myself to go outside for a minute and at least get a good walk in before this massive rain is supposed to happen this afternoon where I live. Um, but this morning, while I was cleaning and mopping the floor, I started to reminisce about some friends from my past that are around, uh, no longer around because they are deceased um, due to the pandemic. Um, and I was thinking about one friend in particular, and um, remembering when they said that they had, um, remembering first when they started to get sick and things were just, you know, kind of in an uproar because even though we knew that this whole pandemic thing had started, there were a group of people saying, "Oh, it's fake, it's not real, it's not real, it's not real," and another group that's saying, "Stay away from everybody," So you've got these two extremes going on, and so I was masked and shielded up and all of that because I still had to go to work as an essential employee. And I'm sorry, I'm bending over. I'm actually putting my shoes on. Like I said, about to go out for a walk. And one day I was told that a friend of mine had contracted the virus and was on quarantine. Now, this friend already had some other health issues that he had been struggling with, and, thought things were kind of in an okay place where life was being pretty good to him. So I called, not sure what to expect or what to say or whatever, and just, hey, I heard about what's going on for you, and is there anything I can do for you? He was upset. Don't you know that I'm struggling right now? Blah, blah, blah. Not trying to get in an argument with you. I understand you're under a lot of stress, but maybe can I bring you lunch every day? I'll drop off some hot lunch to you or a hot meal at least once a day, and your favorite beverage. Okay, that'd be nice. I said, look, I don't want to get too close and whatever. Can you leave something outside of your door, a little stoop or something where I can leave food, and I'll knock and I'll back away and I'll just stand back there and wait and make sure you're able to get that food. And so that's what happened. That's what I did for several days, about a week or so. And then one day I went to drop off the food and had bought a can of orange pop because I know he really liked orange pop. So I put that there too. Knocked on the door, backed away. He opened the door and stood there looking at me really, really, really upset. And I understand there was a lot of stress going on, a lot of stress for everybody at that time. But he had this major attitude. And I said, man, I'm not trying to hear that right now. So you got some food. You need to be thankful that I brought you this food. And here I am with my little arrogant attitude. And I'm out. Left. Later, I received a call. I don't like your attitude. Why you got to talk to me that way? Don't you know that what I'm going through is really difficult and, blah, blah, blah. I'm dying. I was like, oh, you're not dying. You're just going through a little rough patch and blah, blah, blah. But no, yeah, I think you're just being overly dramatic, like most of the country is. Hung up the phone from talking to him, and the next day I received a telephone call that my friend had died. Of course, I was shocked because I really was trying to protect myself, sort of, by saying, "Oh, this whole virus thing is fake. It's not real. Blah blah blah. Whatever." But yeah, it was real. It was real. And within about a month after he died, I got the virus. Sometime within that month. And then I saw that people were treating me the way that I was treating him. Not in the beginning, but the way I was treating him in the end, when I was just like having compassion fatigue or whatever you want to call it. Like, man, don't you know I'm helping you? You need to just be appreciating what I'm doing. Haha. So, in the end, people started, people did treated me that same way. Not in the sense that they were arrogant, because people brought me food a couple of times, but I was having so much difficulty breathing that, and, you know, didn't want to complain, didn't tell anybody, but even going down the stairs from the second floor in my apartment building to go all the way down to the first floor and out the door with a mask on, trying to make sure that nobody else is in the hall or anywhere around whenever I did this, so that I can pick up this food and the gift bag, which you can see all that in the previous video I did, and to be so physically exhausted that I'd come in and have to sit on the stairs to catch my breath because it felt like my lungs were full of cement. It wasn't at all like asthma, and having dealt with asthma and allergies and pneumonia and those kinds of things throughout my life, I know how those things feel. This felt like somebody had put that foam sealant that you spray in the basement of a house and it comes out wet and then it gets hard as a rock and keeps form and it keeps from allowing air passing through. That's what it felt like in my lungs. And I'm not speaking as a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just talking about what my experience was when I had the virus last year. But thinking about all that and my compassion fatigue that I had at the time, today, even having the memory of that friend in my mind reminds me that it's so important to smile. Even if you got a mask on, you can still smile, and people can see your smile with your eyes. Even if you don't have a clear mask on, people can see your smile with your eyes. They can see it in your body language, and they can feel the vibe coming off of you to know whether or not you're really showing that compassion and that love, and if it's sincere or not. And I was just in a place where it was just like, phew, I'm trying to do my job. I got my volunteer stuff over here. I got this stuff to do over there. And I'm coming to bring you something to eat. And I get it, you're stressed out, but don't take it out on me. Well, sometimes people throw those words out when they are stressed and they're not really thinking about what they're saying. And those words can impact you in different ways. And it's all about our attitude, How are we going to deal with the words that come to us? How are we going to deal with how people treat us? You know, you treat people the way you want to be treated. You don't, you know, regardless of whatever they're going through, whatever's troubling their mind, you might be that mainstay for them that day to help them stay motivated and make it through a difficult day. Life is 10% what we experience, so I've heard, and 90% how we react to what we were experiencing. Um, so, thinking about attitude, try to show someone some love today. Be nice. Just check in with someone. Call them, text them, FaceTime them. You can do a video chat or Zoom or Google Meet or whatever, and say, "Hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. Just wanted to check in on how you're doing." Sometimes the isolation is more unbearable for people than what we realize, which I didn't realize that until I was in that situation myself. Yeah, I like being alone and I like having my space and my alone time. Um, but it's hard to not have any connection at all and to be weighted down with the pressures of the world when you just want someone to say, "Hey, I was thinking about you today. You know, I really like your smile," or you always have something positive or nice to say. I know it sounds like I'm bringing you just a little thought for today, but I guess that's what it is, a thought for today, because that thought came into my own mind, remembering what happened last year. You know, one thing that my pastor always says is that actions speak louder than words. Which words are important too, because if you give those words that you care, that's sometimes people don't even have the words. So if you can share your words, that's great. And if you can add to that with some actions, whether the action be dropping off some flowers, sending a text message, picking up the phone to call, sending a letter in the snail mail. Letters are wonderful and they just don't happen often enough anymore, in my opinion. I still send letters and then people never respond back. Or it may take them a few months to respond back. But even if you're feeling like you have compassion fatigue, if you're feeling, still getting my shoe on, the other shoe, if you're feeling like you're just at a point where it's like, oh my goodness, I just need a break, then maybe you need a little woosah moment. Just take a moment, close your eyes, and breathe in. And hold that breath for a little bit, and then breathe out. Do that a few times. And sometimes it's even good just to raise your arms as far as you can. Hold your head up and breathe in and out. And as you're breathing out, let all that stress go from the tips of your fingers, like it's draining down your arms, draining down your head, coming down your body, and out your feet. And remember 4 very important words. This too shall pass. Sometimes it's hard to see, especially if you're trying to see the forest, but the trees are there, and all you know is that there are these trees. Well, it's there. This too shall pass. I can't say what 2021 has in store for the second half of the year. I'm not 100% confident that the situation in food will be going away anytime soon because food prices have been going up. There still have been a number of food recalls, and some from food processing plants that process the canned beans, like Faribault Foods. I appreciate that they are being diligent and they're catching stuff when the container is not closed properly or there's something in their inspection process that's not working properly. But then that means that we, as people, need to be more diligent about what we're putting into our bodies and what condition the food container is in. If you have a can and the lid of the can is rusty, don't take a chance because you could get botulism or something. So it's really not a good idea to take a chance. Um, if there's food that's at a great markdown in the store, markdowns are wonderful, but it's good to pick up that package, turn it over, try to look at it. Is there anything damaged on the package? Are any of the seals broken or anything exposed? What is the expiration date on that package? Because although there is some time that people can still eat those things that are at that discounted price on the package past that expiration date, because there's a manufacture date, there's a sell by date, and there is a best if used by date. Just make sure you watch those dates and try to use it by the date that is the best if used by date, because if you don't, there is always a possibility that things will start to change a little bit. And you may even see in stores where there's slices of cake or dessert in these little individual packages, which looks very nice and convenient. The price is usually higher. And if you're trying to save money, try to pay your bills, and trying to get everything under control so that you can manage life better on a lower income, or if you're transitioning into retirement and you want to make sure you've got all your ducks in a row before you get to that point, you gotta look at that kind of stuff. Is the price of that one slice more, in comparison to getting a whole cake? And sometimes there's one slice of cake or cheesecake or whatever in the package, or there's bell peppers that's nicely sliced up and in the little plastic wrap deal. Sometimes they do that because there might have been a bad spot on another part of the pepper. And yeah, I am one of those people that if I have peppers and I see that there's a little dink where it's starting to go bad on one side, I might take and cut that up and wash it and everything, get rid of that bad part, and then slice it up and put the rest of it in a container in the fridge or dehydrate it immediately. So getting things like that and then dehydrating it, yeah, that's cool. That'll work. But if you see it and you're getting it and you don't have any plans on eating it anytime soon, realize that since it's been cut like that, it's more likely going to start that process of deterioration a little quicker. And there's also those packages where the shish kebab package, where you've got the metal skewers and You got the peppers and the tomatoes and mushrooms and bits of usually like chicken or whatever, raw chicken in there with that the vegetables. Um, and you can buy them in that pack, and it's like, oh, this is nice and convenient. Check the date, look at everything, see, does it look out of order? Does it feel out of order? If you open the package, and does it feel slimy? Does everything feel the way it's supposed to feel? Because if you're not planning on using it right away that same day, it may be um, maybe a little more challenging to have that. While I'm on here, I want to give a quick product review for my Dr. Prepare um, Power Pack, which I've mentioned before on earlier videos. You see where it's still charged up to. Um, I'm not a sponsor. I'm not a paid sponsor or anything of Dr. Prepare. This is just my individual evaluation and of the product, because I did buy it for myself, and like I said, it's very lightweight. It's small. You can see compared to the size of my head, and it works great for CPAP machines. It'll have that baby running all night on the one charge, and I love it. You know, when you use CPAP machines or you use a nebulizer, you need something that's going to work for you all night long. This will do it. I mean, it even has where you can put a regular plug right there. Lovely, lovely. I like it. Well, for the past half an hour, like just before I started this video, I decided to charge my phone up because my phone was going kind of zonky. And it's charged up to 97%. This little machine packs a punch. Don't let the size fool you. Price was really good too, compared to some of those other products that are big, almost like a sewing machine or super heavy or whatever. This meets my needs. But when you live in multi-site housing, whether it be a condo or an apartment, a fourplex, duplex, you have to evaluate what are you going to need for where you live at. So me being in this condo, this meets my needs. And it's small, and yes, it really does fit in my lunch bag, which was amazing to find out. It really fits in there with all the adapters and stuff that came with it. Well, now I got my shoes on and had my little talk about, you know, us making our day great and having a positive attitude and smile more. When you smile more, you actually feel better. And when you laugh, even when you think that you don't feel like laughing, sometimes just pull up a YouTube video or something, or read a joke or tell a joke or whatever. Do something to make yourself laugh, because laughter is a good medicine. Um, I hope you have a great day. I was going to go out and either walk or go to the fitness center, but it looks like it's about to rain earlier than I expected. It's supposed to have about 2.5 more hours before the rain comes, and I don't know that I want to challenge that today. So, have a great day. I am going to find something to make in the Instapot, and hopefully I will see you again a little later while I'm getting those Instapot meals together. Be kind to yourself. Show those that you love that you really do love them. And remember that if somebody strikes out in a negative or angry way towards you, sometimes it's just that they're going through their own stuff. But your positivity can feed into them and help them to become more positive. Have a great day.